Hi, it's me, Deb. I've got a sketchbook tour that I completely forgot to do months ago. When did I finish this? I finished this in February, you guys. It's almost the end of June. So how about we just get into this sucker? Yeah, I'm filming outside also, which is a risk, I know. The last time I filmed outside, there was a lot of squawking from blue jays and crows because there was about to be a downburst storm. It was like they were cawing, and it was a cacophony of corvids. How do you like that? Because crows and blue jays are corvids. If you're a bird nerd, you know this stuff. Anyway, I'm a bit dewy and sweaty because it is extremely humid, but I don't care. It's so dark inside my house this time of year that filming outside is actually better when I can do it. So let's get it started. All right, we're gonna start this again because my neighbor's dog was going ballistic over a squirrel. This is a Fabriano sketchbook, hardcover. It's got this cool sort of like terracotta red brick pattern. I really love it, and the paper is phenomenal. We've got some stickers on here from various artists. I almost didn't want to put stickers on this sketchbook because I just thought it was so classy and sophisticated looking. So listen, if your sticker made it on here, it's because I just loved it so much. I just adored this negative space unicorn. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And these, what is it about sardines that are just like so charming? And trust the wonky lines. Love that. Just cute stuff. Cute stuff. And I don't know what this creature is, but I love it. Because it's just, he's weird, like me. I forgot about this sketchbook, I think because life was lifing. Our twins, we have 3 kids, a 23-year-old and 18-year-old twins that just graduated high school, and senior year is cuckoo bananas, crazy. So life was really lifing, and it's been a busy year. The summer's been busy too, but it's just how things went. So this is my 19th completed sketchbook. Started November 7th of last year and finished February 13th of this year. And so for like my opening page of like real sketchbook paper, I usually just put this basic stuff. I actually didn't fill in my if found where to return it to. I gotta do that. And then the wonderful Beth Spencer of Introvert Drawing Club fame absolutely inspired this holographic created with human intelligence sticker that I put on every single package that I ship out, so someone knows it was made by a human. This isn't artificial robot art. Yeah, and those are my 3 cats. So that's Ralph, Luna, and that's Phoebe. Phoebe doesn't have a tail. She just has like a little nub. So my daughter was like, when she saw it, she thought it was like hand drawing mice. So it's just supposed to be like my cats chasing the line that I'm drawing. Anywho, I haven't looked at this in ages. I don't think I've looked at it since I finished it. So some of these are going to be a big trip down memory lane. So this was an art hang party. I believe it was drawing from like famous illustrators. So like doing studies of their work. So some cute stuff. A lot of like mid-century modern stuff, but then like kind of an abstract thing. This would probably be like either late 19th century, early 20th century French advertisement, I believe. I think this one turned out pretty well. Oh wow. Okay, this is Draw Weird Things With Me, which is, I believe this was a live stream that I did. Yeah, this was a live stream, because I'm kind of remembering now some of the interactions I had with people. This was taxidermy gone wrong. So, I believe it was Tara who had suggested this topic, and I ran with it. So you may think these are just terrible sketches of animals, but it's real taxidermy gone wrong. Here they are continued. Some of these animals, like, we didn't even know what they were. I was like, is this a walrus? I don't know. Like, if you go back and see the replay, wow, it was a hoot and holler. I think I just lobbed down some liquid watercolor ink stuff that I had and drew flowers on top just to use up the page. Oh, this is just me drawing things that are in my family room. So I have a swan lamp. It's not this color, but you know, a clock I have. My cat Ralph, also not this color. Oh, and here was another one. Draw weird things live. Terrible taxidermy gone wrong. I must have done 2 of these. Oh, there's a hummingbird up there. I can't show you because I will never turn the camera around that fast before it flies away. Oh, and it's gone. So this was the 8th and this was the 13th. Wow. 2 weeks in a row doing a live stream. Wow. When did I ever have the time and energy? I found out that the lion that this is based on was, I believe there was a king from somewhere in the 1500s that had a pet lion. It died, and when it died, the king wanted it taxidermied. So I guess they found their local taxidermist, and since he really didn't know what a lion looked like, he tried his best to stuff the lion and make it look right, and it looked quite silly and harmless. Did not look like the king of the jungle, for sure. I love this guy. Some of these actually turned into, like, there's squirrels chasing each other. I got distracted. Literally the ADHD joke. Squirrel. I made some of these into stickers for my Discord. So like this guy being, you know, kind of like trying to sneak by. This one being awkward. This, you know, just, this is, I think, an otter. So I love how the shading turned out on this polar bear. I was like, ooh, look at me. I look like a real painter with the way I'm shading things. So cool. Oh, I think, yeah, this is Art Hang Party Master Illustrator replay. So I must have gone back to finish ones that I couldn't finish during the November 7th. Really cool references. I love how these two turned out. Yeah, this one I thought I was gonna have such a hard time with, and I ended up doing okay. This was a little bit tough because things were just bleeding through because I was using watercolor, but it worked. November 14th, Art Hang Party, Boston. So I think these were all photos from Melissa's trip to Boston. I guess an airplane wheel? I think this is an airplane wheel. Must be someone in the park. I think a donut. A little squirrel. I say squirrel where I live. But if you live, there are 2 places in the world where you live, and squirrel is a 2-syllable word. So if you're like on the East Coast, like tri-state, New Yorkish area, you say squirrel, squirrel. And if you are British, you usually say squirrel, squirrel. I don't know why I have to say it twice. The squirrel and squirrel. Squirrel. I guess these are more Boston pictures. Self-portrait. We used to do this thing on my Patreon called Sunset Self-Portrait. The idea behind it is that if you try to photograph a sunset, you can never capture like the beauty in a photograph. Like, it just never does it justice. And if you're feeling lousy about the way you might look in a picture or on film or anything, that you should remember that you are the sunset. Lady, gentleman, lady, you're the sunset. So no camera can capture your gorgeousness. I don't think this was my greatest self-portrait, but I think it's pretty decent. I'm not doing like daily self-portrait studies and stuff, so when I do them, and it's like if they turn out, they turn out. It's just, yeah, when the mood strikes. So we used to do this like live on a Zoom call, and we don't record them because sometimes people get very personal and, you know, we're talking, it's almost like, you know, hang out and have a little therapy session with your friends. Oh my gosh, it's getting dark. What is it with when I film outside? It's like things just start turning dark. Okay, the Weirdo Drawing Club Zoom. Fun trinkets, tchotchkes, and thrift store finds. This was a very fun theme because people were sharing either stuff that they found in like the thrift store or antique shop, or things they had that were just like funky, weird things that you found in a secondhand shop. And I did this on Zoom with patrons, and we meet at least once a month to draw together. And yeah, if you want to check out my Patreon, it's the Weirdo Drawing Club is the one where we do like the live drawing sessions, but you can join for free and try it out, like, and not have to pay $5. So, which I encourage people to do, because I'm like, I would rather have people showing up, not paying money, just to have people to draw with, you know, than you know, worrying about paying money. So like we do some things that are like free, open to everyone, like the Sunset self-portraits were, but now I changed it to co-creative hour, which is just like you can do whatever arts and crafts you want. And then there's Weirdo Drawing Club where we pick a theme, and either I pick out the references or my patrons have references to share. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And we spend a few minutes drawing each thing. So this was just like, I mean, it would be too much to get into like what each thing was, because I probably won't remember what some of these things are. But yeah, I mean, it's just Rebel Rita. We must have named that because it was a snail. He said it was like a rebel snail. So yeah, we just, a lot of weird, strange old tchotchkes. All right, this was Introvert Drawing Club. The theme was goats with Beth Spencer, and Melissa was the guest, I guess like her guest host. I did the replay of this, and these are 30-second line contours, I guess? Yeah. So it doesn't look like much here, it's just a mess. Just a mess. And then then it was not blind contours. This first goat is so sad, haha, 10 minutes. Okay, so I think each of these were 10 minutes. Why are goats so hard? This is not a goat, that's cat, and that's tractor. So some things were just farm equipment and just other beings on the farm. This one I kind of like, but I found goats, especially drawing them like face on, was so hard. And it's like, their faces are kind of weird, man. This dog is like so big and derpy, kind of like him. I like these two goats. They're very simply done, but they're just kind of like soft and cute. Another art hang party. The theme was potluck. I love this. I think it's Simon and like Simon's cousin. If you know, Melissa's dog's name is Simon. Could I tell you which is which? I'm gonna guess that this one is Simon. There's 50% chance I'm right. I can barely tell what some of these foods are. I mean, I know that's pizza. This must be some kind of a casserole. I feel like this might be a tiki masala. That's gotta be ramen because it looks like there's eggs and those like weird swirly fish cake things. So probably some nori, the seaweed leaves. Okay, this, very trippy. I think this is when I got some water pens, like water brush pens, and I filled them with watercolor ink so that I could just doodle around. So I remember like I started this, I don't know where I started it, but it's like I would keep coming back to it like every few days just when I needed to like relax my brain, and just would like draw some swirly lines. So, you know, it's pretty though. I like it. Here is another self-portrait. They're both self-portraits. I don't know if this was sunset self-portrait. I don't know. Probably not, because I think this is the same. Where was my last one? Okay, if that was the 15th of November and this is the 26th, then no. This would have just been me doing self-portraits. This I don't think looks like me at all. This, maybe. I think I already had like a bunch of color down already, like scribbly color. And then I drew on top of it, and then I just made like the surrounding area darker. Oh, this was a good one. This was just me and Melissa. Melissa's the only one that showed up to the Zoom drawing session, which is why I'm always like, please just do a free trial and show up for the Weirdo Drawing Club, because if nobody shows up, I'm just drawing by myself. And I would like to draw with friends. It's the whole reason I opted to get a Zoom subscription so I could draw with people live and like have chit chats. So yeah, so this is another Weirdo Drawing Club. This was Wild and Crazy Christmas Cards of Yore, and these are based on real drawings. This was some kind of weird root vegetable beet guy with a top hat. Melissa, it was just me and Melissa, but of course we had a very fun, silly, good time. I think this was one of my favorites. I forgot about this. This was like an apple and a walnut. Like, they're just like happy and friends and, I don't know, walking together to a Christmas party. I don't know. Having fun in the snow. And then from this image, I actually made a little Christmas greeting card that I sent to Melissa that I think at the time the Canadian Post was on strike, so she didn't get it till like February, but it was a Christmas card I made a strawberry and a mushroom, because like I love to draw like mushrooms and stuff, and Melissa's really into strawberries, so I like made a version of this of a strawberry and a mushroom and mailed it to her for a Christmas card, because I just thought it'd be very funny. And it did turn out pretty cute. If I have a picture of it, I'll show it here. I'd have to really dig in the camera roll. This was some kind of weird, strange, like super anthropomorphic, creepy snowman that's looking down at a bird that like looks terrified. So yeah, this was a cat holding Krampus in its mouth. I think this was a ham and a figgy pudding, but like the ham had a face on it, but the figgy pudding like had like a woman's feet and body. All I'm gonna remember about this forever and ever and ever is that Melissa said that this looked like one of her former co-workers who shall remain nameless. Number one, I forgot what the name of this person was, but also no one wants to hear that they look like a scary pig that, you know, Jody from the Amityville Horror. So, this was a Happy New Year to You with the most depressed melting snowman. I remember, like, there's ones like, I don't remember a lot of the stuff, but I remember a lot of the greeting card stuff because they were so wild. This was a couple of kids that looked like they were walking home from school that came upon a dead bird. A lot of dead birds in the old-timey Christmas cards. I don't know, to remind you that, like, life is short, and then you die, and then children walking home from school discover your remains. I don't know. And it said on it, loving Christmas greetings. And then this one was a lion, and there was like a shoe and a scarf, and it looked like, I don't want to say a cummerbund, but like some kind of neck, I don't know. It was like ripped up, torn bits of clothing with a lion sitting there, and it said, thoughts of you, Christmas greetings. I'm like, what does this mean? Did the lion eat somebody? What is this like the remains of a crime scene? What are we looking at here? A very unfortunate accident? Or like maybe the lion, maybe this is the lion who got taxidermied. You guys, I've got a storyline here. This is the lion who belonged to a king the king went out of town and he was like sniffing his shoe and his scarf and whatever else. And he's like feeling sad. And he's like, I miss you at Christmas. And the king and the lion were so close together. So close that, yes, he was taxidermied later. So that's the story I'm making up. All right. Oh, and this was my favorite. It was like this crying, miserable child in a tea kettle or a casserole dish. I don't know. Very weird. And it said, a Christmas greeting with love. Like, with this face? Does that look like with love to you? No. This was Introvert Drawing Club. Beth Spencer and Charlotte Hamilton of Blue Shine Art was like kind of a guest host. I guess an official guest host. And it was all drawing Santa. This was a replay that I did. And it was so cute. They did it at Christmas time. I think it was kind of an impromptu thing. And I do remember that Char had said at one point, like, do you notice something different about this Santa? And I didn't pick up on it right away because I was just so busy drawing. And she's like, he has black fur on like his hat and cuffs. And I guess that's more of like Father Christmas. And I was like, I just thought Father Christmas was another name for Santa. I don't know. I don't know enough about the whole Father Christmas versus Santa. I don't know. Anyway. Mr. and Mrs. Claus share a passionate kiss. Hubba hubba. Ho ho ho. These were like a bunch of drunk Santas on the street. I gotta tell you, this one, I was impressed with myself. I was like, look at the shading on that face. I feel like I have such a hard time grasping how to do this kind of stuff. And this was just one of those moments where it happened. It's kind of like the polar bear. Like there, where it's like these moments where it's like, I don't know, I have like an unintentional accidental breakthrough and didn't even know it until I'm done. And I'm like, whoa, I did that? And I'll be like really impressed. Here is a self-portrait. This was a sunset self-portrait because it was in December. This one, I think this one kind of really did look like me, like from that day. Oh my gosh, I hear raindrops coming. We're gonna have to wrap this up real fast. Here is, so let's get moving. Here is IDC. Oh, Introvert Drawing Club, vintage Christmas cards. I think, was this the only one I did? This might have been. If you don't know what Introvert Drawing Club is, go on Substack and find Beth Spencer, or just put introvertdrawingclub.com into Google and you'll be taken there. And it's a wonderful, wonderful art community. It's so much fun. Beth is darling and sweet and genuine and just a lovely person. So I think you'll enjoy it if you like drawing and having fun. This was a Weirdo Drawing Club Zoom. I know because that's the Weirdo Drawing Club logo, just this weird goofy smile. These are more crazy Christmas cards. I would get into all these, but again, it's raining and I don't even know if you can hear me anymore. This guy reminded me of Patchy the Pirate from SpongeBob. I don't know, and there were kids. He was falling in the ice. He was submerged in a frozen pond. And these children were throwing snowballs at him. This is not respecting your elders, children. A really creepy snowman with a torn up umbrella. A bear trying to kill a child. Oh my gosh, it's really raining. I'm under an umbrella. All right, so then we have a goat terrifying a small child eating an apple, just innocently. This really strange, creepy cat carrying a figgy pudding. You know, that's why you don't eat at people's homes. You're like, who cooked that? What were the kitchen conditions? Okay, so the rain stopped temporarily. A figgy pudding waking up this poor soul at night. I guess he had some indigestion. I still don't understand what figgy pudding is. It looks and sounds very unappetizing. I'm sorry to my British friends who are really into it. I don't know. I'm like, is it savory? Is it sweet? The name pudding really throws me off. I'm like, it's a sweet treat. And it's like, well, there's bits of meat and gruel in it. I don't know. Drunk birds. Definitely a drowned bird. And a cat. Yeah, just, these were strange, old-timey Christmas cards. This one. Bugs and a frog and a bunch of dragonflies. And this guy has a tambourine. And they're dancing on the beach. I think Melissa had suggested that a lot of these must have been drawn by artists that were just high on cocaine at the turn of the century. The turn of the previous century, not the latest one, not the most recent one. This is an art hang party. I did a replay. A lot of times I just could not make it to live drawing sessions because I would just be so tired at night. I was having a rough time at the start of the year. I think mostly due to the fact that I had discontinued taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy, for perimenopausal symptoms, and I was not getting sleep at night, and then I was just like so exhausted by just I could barely stay awake for even dinner, and I was constantly going to bed super early. I'm doing much better now because I've restarted again. And I get sleep at night. And I feel like a normal human being who's not constantly sweating. Yeah, so that was my long story long about why I did a lot of replays. This was Missy and Michelle, Project Parlor, and Mischievous Fox. This was February. I guess Missy and Michelle do this every year. On Instagram, they have a bunch of reference photos of birds and they draw the birds, and I know Missy's really a real bird nerd, draws lots of birds, which I relate to. And this was people in bird costumes. So I used, if you're wondering why, if you can see that these are kind of strange watercolors, I used the shoot, what is it? It's the Gonzai Tambi, which I always nickname the Gonzo Tambourine because I could never remember how to pronounce it. Granulating watercolors, and they're just pretty groovy and fun. Most of them are kind of a neutral tone, but I do love this purpley tone, and there's a green bluey tone. I drew Melissa. Yeah, so I think they're fun to play around with. Here's some more. I kind of like how this one turned out, doing the negative space. Yeah, it was people with bird hats and bird masks on. This is a person with a giant bird costume on. I actually have this picture saved in my Pinterest board for Draw Weird Things with Me and Weirdo Drawing Club. But I've already drawn it, apparently, because of this. I love the way that this one turned out because of the granulating watercolor. It's just the texture is really cool, I think. Yeah, so this was a lady who had crates of eggs on her head and a little baby chick. So, and looking very, very, I don't want to say smug, cheeky. I don't know. Has a cheeky little look on her face. But I just, yeah. Look at that. Look at, so cool. Anyway, this was someone she was in a full getup with feathers hanging off her. It was a feather dress, and it was cool. I love the people dressed up as seagulls. And I think these may have been my favorite with how they turned out. I was just I really loved how this turned out. Yeah, almost to the point where I'm I wish it wasn't in a sketchbook. But this was a little lady all wrapped up in her coat feeding pigeons, and then this was someone with a bunch of cockatoos. They were just all over her. So yeah, this, I was just kind of doing a loose tarot card study of this, I believe the star. This would have been the star, yeah. A sunset self-portrait in February. This one I think is not too bad. I think it captures my likeness to a point. Again, I used granulating watercolors for this, which I think, you know, it's kind of cool how I would definitely, like, if you're like, I need a fun art supply, like, give it a whirl. Like, even like the eyes, like, look kind of cool just because of the changing colors, and it's very unpredictable. You don't know how it's gonna turn out, so it's kind of neat. Oh, yes, and continuing with weird greeting cards, for Weirdo Drawing Club, February 10th, we did unhinged vintage Valentine's cards. For some reason I thought like it looked like this kid was flipping you off. So I had to put he's not flipping you off. A fish dancing with, I believe this is an onion leek. I thought that this character ended up looking a lot like GW from Arthur. It's too much. It's too much to explain these. They are so weird. You would have to see them to believe them. There was like a jealousy thing where there was like a little couple of kids, a cute little kid couple exchanging Valentines, and they're all sweet on each other. And then there was this like jealous little girl in the background with a giant mallet, like ready to kill, and this poor innocent dog. Then there's like mildly threatening cards, like I'm on edge to cut in on your heart. I know she's holding a butter knife, but still. Is that a threat? I think it is. I've a gnawing in my heart for you, Valentine. Yeah, that's what you want someone to give you. They're like, give me a rat with sharp teeth. This was some kind of like a frying pan. A frying pan girl. A frying pan with arms, legs, a spatula, and wearing a dress. My Valentine, I'm panhandling for your love. And like that's what the face looked like. Christ on a cracker. More weird, terrifying images. So you have to see them to believe them. You're just gonna be like, you're making these up. No, I couldn't make these up. I have a good imagination, and even I couldn't make these up. I have the best imagination, and I couldn't. No. It's not like I'm saying my imagination's better than anyone's, and even I, Deb Tercio, couldn't make these up. I mean, maybe if I had snorted some cocaine like these artists, I could have. Message of love. It was like this creepy clown holding an apple, but I just wrote not poisoned, I promise. I've got my eye on you, dear Valentine. So creepy. Did another, it's kind of like my version of the magician card, more tarot card ideas. I had big hopes and dreams of starting designing my own tarot card deck or oracle card deck, but I think tarot. I haven't gotten too far with that. This was like a very loose sketch of the Fool. I didn't obviously get too far with that. Oh, all right, so this was February 13th. It was Art Hang Party, totally hinged and cute vintage Valentines. So these were actually very cute Valentine's Day cards, like vintage ones. They were really stinking adorable. So this was, I think I did this one live. I think I was live in there. But you can, if you can see, there's kind of like an iridescent, shiny, rainbowy, metallic background. I had actually gotten some really cheap watercolors that were an iridescent. They were not highly pigmented. They just come out very light, but they're kind of fun to use like for a background. I was hoping they'd be more pigmented, but what do you expect from the dollar store? This one I had put, I think, tempura paint sticks as a background, and then used a, whatchamacallit, this Stabilo all pencil to draw on top of. I love this dog's face. He's just so cute. But I like the way this turned out because it's just really popping with color. And yeah, fun. And I swear Melissa sent me this like in a package. The card that this was based on, because she had a bunch of these. They were either like reproductions of vintage cards or she had them. Not sure. Yeah, this can't talk. These are those, are these the metallic ones? No. They don't have a shine to them. I don't know. I just blobbed a bunch of watercolors down. And these are the metallic ones. So as you can see, very, very light. But yeah, that is the sketchbook. That's it. What took me so long to share it with you? I don't know. I mean, well, like I said, life was dealing us a lot of stuff. Good stuff, but still just, you know, a lot going on. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and that if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Check out my drawing sessions. I've got a whole bunch in my live replays if you ever want to draw silly stuff with me, and I plan to do more live streams in the future. Things have been very busy right now, so that's been hard to do. And yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you liked or what you didn't like. Just tell me all your feelings. Tell me how you really, really feel. So thanks for watching my sketchbook tour, and I hope I can upload more art videos soon. Like I said, life has been very busy and crazy and all that stuff. But yeah, I've got a second job, which I'll talk about another time. But if you're in my Patreon and stuff, you already know about it. But yeah, I've got other stuff going on. But thank you for watching my sketchbook tour. I will be back soon with more art making videos. I really miss making art like on a regular basis with you guys, because the second job has kind of taken over. It's taken a lot of my time, but I love it. I love it. It's fun. It's a good time. All right, I'll just spill the beans right now. Listen, I'm selling vintage, which is what I used to do many years ago, and I have a new thrifting channel all about it. I will put it here at the end. You know, like what? I'll just spill the beans. Why keep it a secret? And yeah, I will see you soon. Fingers crossed. And if not, come over to my Patreon. Just join as a free member, and you know, you can get updates and do drawing sessions with us. All right, take care, everyone. Stay well, stay cool, stay weird, stay creative. You know, all that stuff. Hopefully you could hear me over all the rain, barking dogs, birds, beads, no, beats, bears, Battlestar Galactica.